Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Christine Pashevsky from the Olean Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here with Kayla Horton, was Kayla Hayden she's the executive director with Bright Alternatives. They have locations in Bradford, Olean, and I believe in Wellsville by appointment only. And Kayla's going to be talking to you and giving you an organizational overview of Bright Alternatives as well as an Earn While You Learn program. So I'm going to put the floor in front of you, Kayla. You can take it away, and I will be back at the end.
Thank you so much, Christine. As she said, my name is Kayla Horton. I am the director of Bright Alternatives Pregnancy Center. Just like she said as well, we have multiple locations. We have Bradford, Olean, and Wellsville by appointment. We still have a small center there, and we actually just opened a Bolivar, New York center. So that is recently opened on 348 Main Street in Bolivar, New York. And we are there every Thursday. So some of our satellite centers, we are only able to be there for one day a week, just to get us started. So Monday is in Olean, and Thursdays are our Bolivar, New York location day. But part of our programming is just to be able to educate, equip, and empower women, men as well, and children, just their families, to be able to be the best versions of themselves, to maybe heal from some things, generational trauma, generational baggage that they don't want to bring into, their current parenthood journey. So we have the ability to walk them through some pretty unique educational experiences to be able to tailor whatever they'd like to learn to themselves particularly. So we have motherhood tracks, we have parenting education for mothers, all the way up until the child is pretty much 3 or 4, so school aged. But we also have some education for teenagers and different things, being able to know how to really meet teens where they are at. We have fatherhood lessons. So we have an entire practical fatherhood and being a father course system that we are able to give to fathers in particular. And that is able to give them something that, sometimes these centers and sometimes places are only reaching the moms and children, but we really wanted to broaden that scope and be able to be there for men as well. We realize how important it is for men to be the leader of the household, to be that person that really shows up and supports their family. So we are encouraging strong fathers, strong men in the household to be able to support women that grow to be strong and that can be a working unit for their children, just to be able to have a healthy family. Back to the moms a little bit. I don't want to forget, obviously, we're a pregnancy center, so we start education from the moment women find out they're pregnant. They can actually find out via our centers. So we offer free pregnancy testing. Right there, we have no salary or income threshold. So we are able to serve anyone in a capacity that may need it. If you are working and you are on your lunch break and you are having concern of whether or not you are pregnant or just are wondering or curious, we are able to serve anyone in that capacity. Once you find out you're pregnant, you are able to take classes and enroll in our program that allows you to find out information and just your own body. So we have information like prenatal care, eating for two. So women that are feeding themselves and their baby, knowing how to navigate that, knowing how to navigate nutrition, their doctor's appointments, their ultrasound appointments. We have this massive system of education that allows us all of this at our fingertips. So that is one thing I think a lot of our community has not learned about us yet, is just our wide variety of information we have at our disposal to properly be able to educate individuals. So that is a piece of our educate mission. We equip individuals with materials. So that could be materials such as diapers and wipes, but we go far beyond that. We can do cribs and mattresses with a crib program. We can do a car seat stroller combo. We can do clothing. We have a system now that we do gently used as well as brand new clothing. So it allows for an opportunity, just if someone were to be in need, we say, step down to Bright Alternatives. We can give you as much gently used clothing as we have available, especially, if someone's in need that way and they might not be a part of our program. We end up getting some formula from some local places that are giving us formula that's not expiring for well over a year. So we have that available to us as far as the material. Obviously, we know that the formula, cans of formula are so expensive right now. So to be able to bridge that for individuals and really allow them to be helped financially in that way ends up being a huge benefit to them. That is something that we're excited that hadn't always been, but we're growing into that to be able to really show up for people when they need it or when they might not be able to have any funds or their paychecks out until a few days after that, and they really need that for their baby. So we're excited about that growth. And all of this is available at all of our centers. So if there's maybe something we don't have at a particular center, I kind of do the traveling. So we bring everything from Bradford if we need it, if we need to supply that at our satellite centers. So that would just have to be a line of communication to say, hey, so and so would need this type of formula in Bolivar or Friendship or Wellsville and Olean, Allegheny, etc. And we are able to get that to them within a reasonable time. So that is part of our general Earn While You Learn program. We do this as a way to do our last piece of our mission, which would be to empower. So a lot of places, and we are so grateful for them, are able to just hand out these items. But in order for us to really implement that third piece of our mission, we want to have them earn this themselves for their family. It is easy to give, to have a giveaway item that you can just keep coming back for more. And that is what sustains people in their brokenness and when they're having a hard time. But it's also really important for that piece to be able to pair with the education to make lasting change, to show that they are actually earning these items for themselves, for their children, for their family. Through this education. And that in itself just changes the game a little bit for us and for our clients. We have seen so much growth to be able to say, no, I really want to work for this, work for a pack and play, or, little things that might be in our center that they're like, oh, I really could use this for my baby. And don't get me wrong, we are the type of people that if someone were to need something, we would say immediately yes to if they had a need that needed satisfied immediately. But we encourage this to be able to say, no, I want to make change for myself. I want to learn in the process. I want to heal. Deviating from that a little bit, the healing part, we have an entire journey part of our system that is for those particular unique needs. That could be healing from some sort of generational bondage, like I said beforehand, knowing how to be a better parent, parenting without shame, which might have happened in your past. Or we have an abortion recovery program, which allows women who have chosen abortion and need that healing to be able to move forward with healing, with being able to be, more whole person than when they started. And we have intimate counselors that are able to sit in on that healing journey. We have marriage lessons. We have positive partnership classes. We have life skills and budgeting. So that's something, if someone's getting ready to apply an interview for a job, we have some courses that can walk through someone kind of prepping their resume. We have resources that can get someone in touch with help to build that resume and just being able to learn some skills in an interview. This is one of those things where I could spend half a day just exhausting the whole list of classes that we have. But it just goes to show and say that we have so many classes that are more than just a mom being pregnant or giving birth. And that in and of itself is so truly important, but we have such a greater scope of who we are and what we do than most people realize. One thing we have implemented in this past year or so is being able to kind of be boots on the ground there for women when they need it during delivery. We have some doulas that we're connected with. Myself, I went and got my doula certification to be able to be in the room with women if they need it. We have lots of single moms that don't have that support system. So I have been able to, over the course of the last year and a half or so, really be able to show up for over a dozen of women's births, just to be able to women's deliveries, just to be able to support them through that birthing process, to really be that person in their village, in their community, that shows up for them and cares for them well during a very vulnerable time. So that has been something wonderful that we've been able to implement. Like I said, we're connected with some other local doulas in the community to be able to provide that support. In addition to that, we have lactation consultation through that. Actually, one of the doulas is also a lactation consultant. And we can do things like birth planning or helping know what to do for your hospital bag, different things like that, where we've either experienced it ourselves or now have these certifications to be able to provide women with some information that they might not have even thought of prior to. Obviously, throughout the pregnancy, there's thoughts that go on, there's concerns, but this is the time and ability for us to really show up and use our experiences in life, both personal and just what we have learned by being a part of the pregnancy center, but to be able to give people that help that even they come back, some of my clients come back and say, oh my gosh, I never thought of that, or that would have never crossed my mind. And I'm so thankful like we had that full scope of a conversation to say and to help me know some things that I should expect. So like I said, that is kind of just a really broad overview of some of the services that we provide. It keeps us quite busy. We're a nonprofit, so we have a great volunteer base to be able to sustain us. So there's only a couple of us on the payroll, but everyone else is volunteers. So that is something really beautiful about this community coming together, multiple communities in Bradford, in Olean, Bolivar, Wellsville, that are able to keep us moving forward in growth and just being able to do the day-to-day. So I'm extremely thankful from a director standpoint, from our board of directors, for our board of directors, for our volunteers that are such a prevalent part of who we are and what makes us able to grow and be able to flourish and thrive and really be the organization that we want to be. We have some different things moving forward that we are going to implement in due time. But to be able to grow further, we want to be able to really collaborate more with some local organizations. So one big thing we have already implemented in Bradford that we're looking at and growing is really getting connected and working on a referral system with local family centers, with the YWCA, with I-Unite and Care for Children resources, local schools, things like that, to be able to really show up for people. Let that be a known resource for many, many individuals, because like I said, it's not a one-stop shop for just one type of person or one type of need. This place is a growing organization. Bright Alternatives has grown immensely and is just excited to be able to really meet the needs and satisfy many different types of people. So that could look like multiple different organizations being able to utilize our services, or vice versa, being able to refer back out. That could look like someone in a school, a young person finding out they are pregnant and not knowing where to go with that. And us being able to sit down and be that person for them to say, no, you are not going to do this alone. We are going to walk alongside of you. We will be a part of your village, a part of your community, to really show up and care for you well, to be able to make this work. So we like to really be hands and feet. We like to be boots on the ground individuals that say and do what we, are called to do. And we all have a certain calling that I feel truly gifted in this organization, and I'm so thankful for that. And just being able to move forward with our gifts to be able to show up well for people is what truly makes this change. So we are excited to grow. Like I said, if you are a part of any of these organizations or have an idea of how we could collaborate, I'm really excited to do that, especially in the Olean and Bolivar area where we're still working to grow. We're working on some referral systems and some paperwork and different things to be able to have that be, just as professional as any other service organization, and to be able to have ways that we can work and collaborate with some other places. We've gotten in and have great connection with Olean General Hospital, with the local UPCs, in some different places. So just working to grow then kind of off of the medical side of things and into more the professional side, where a lot of these organizations I know are prevalent, and we are really looking forward to that being something that in the next year we see a lot of growth in. More committed to really giving individuals, our clients, individuals in our community, that well-rounded experience of, if you come see us, we are connected with lots of other resources that are able to really help you make change for your life. Not just constantly enable or constantly allow people to get stuck in the same cycle. We really encourage them and hold them accountable to breaking out of that, to becoming better mothers, fathers, families. And I know most people can see what type of world we're living in, and it's just really important to have that accountability piece for us to say, we want better for you. We want to see you get a job. We want to see you, provide for your family in great ways. And we walk alongside of people to be able to do that, which really just overall enhances our mission of educating, equipping, and empowering. And that is what we are committed to do. So that's a little bit about Bright Alternatives. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to speak, and am open to any questions that there might be, and am excited to connect and meet with some other organizations.
Oh, sorry, I was trying to get my video back on. Thank
That's
you so
okay.
much.
Thank
Kayla, what a
you.
great overview. I actually have a question.
Yeah.
Um, so about the doulas, can you expand on what a doula does and what kind of care they give? Like, what does that look like? I don't
Yeah.
even know what that means.
So, for example, if I were to connect with a client that was in need of a doula, we kind of start basically in the center and work through a birth plan. So, that is, I have it on my computer. It's a template of what exactly you're looking for in the delivery room. Like I said, some people are like, "Oh my gosh, I never thought of any of those things." However, we kind of go through like when you're laboring, what you'd like for yourself, when you are in the process of delivering or have delivered. Do you want the baby right with you? Do you want to have all of that immediate work for the baby done on in the room or on top of you, skin to skin, things like that, down to certain vaccinations that they would prefer, or just it's a line of communication to be able to give from the client to the medical team. So I help assist in creating that. It is all based on what the client truly wants and needs. And then that is, like I said, a line of communication for that person to be able to advocate for themselves. A doula themselves is not any sort of medical professional, and it is not a midwife. It is not someone who's helping in the actual birth of the baby. However, I am able to help, like I said, advocate for those women and advocate for the men, maybe if they have preferences as a father. And I am able to help the parents through that process. So if someone were to need some emotional support, mental support, spiritual support, I am the type of person that if you choose me to be your doula and you're comfortable, I am right there helping, with counter pressure and natural comfort measures that a mom might need. So being able to act in conjunction with the medical team, like actually we have a great rapport now. The staff at OGH love to see me in the room, because I'm able to kind of help bridge that between whoever's lying in the bed getting ready to have their baby with that team that's out in the office or maybe running around with some other emergencies. My knowledge has grown quite a bit of just certain signals and certain things that I've been able to recognize in my clients, but in these patients, to be able to advocate well for them. So I definitely am not a medical provider by any means, but I'm able to provide kind of all of that other well-rounded support that is a huge part of the process in having a baby.
hmm
Which some people don't realize how much, they're like, oh, well, I might just go get an epidural and have the baby. But there's a lot of mental and emotional and spiritual, pieces to that still that need that support.
Yeah. Well, that's a nice service. How
Yeah.
much does that cost something to have you be a doula for someone who's going to have a baby?
So how we kind of do it is if someone's through our program and I know that they do not have a single support person, I do it through Bright Alternatives for free. So it's just something like I said, all of us have a certain calling and a gifting, and I feel that God has called me to be able to provide women that support. I was a young single mom that had no idea in the delivery room, and things went pretty sour. And now I have this passion to be able to work with women that, thank God, my son and I got saved. But medically speaking, we were in a pretty rough spot. And so it just created this huge motivation in me to be able to support women so that if I can help it, that could be diminished or that wouldn't be the case. If someone, has some different resources that they are able to, we have these connected doulas that do this work for a very low price. So if it's something outside of the scope of Bright Alternatives, we are able to refer them directly to Paige or Tiffany, who are a couple of our doulas that we work with. But otherwise, if there's that need internally, then I'm happy to do it.
Oh, well, that's great to know.
Yeah,
Great,
yeah.
great news. I'm going to check and see if we've got any questions. We do have one. Okay, we have a question. I know you provide diapers, and I really love your mission. I honestly wish something like this had existed when I became pregnant. Have you ever considered offering a cloth diaper introduction or introductory or trial class, possibly through a community partnership for families who are interested but unsure where to start?
That is so interesting. So I just got about 8 cloth diaper intro kits, like the physical kits. And I wish that I would had the kit because I grabbed one for one of our other girls out of town. And so that would absolutely be something I'd be interested in. I don't know anyone right at the moment who has like that enough of a broad knowledge of cloth diapering, but if anyone has any information about that, um, Christine, you'll probably put all of my contact information, but I'd love to coordinate something and hold that. We could even hold it at one of our centers or another local community area to be able to do that. But I think that'd be a wonderful idea.
Yeah, it's interesting because I used cloth diapers on my son. Now
Yeah.
he's 28 years old today.
Oh
Today's his
my gosh.
birthday. And I lived in Buffalo, and there was a company called Diety Wash, and they would bring the cloth diapers to your house, drop them off on your porch, and they were, brand new, they're fresh, and you use those, and then you just, when you're done, when he's done, you swish them out
Yeah.
in the toilet, you throw them in the laundry bag, and then the next week they pick up those dirty diapers, deliver a new batch to you, and there you go again.
Oh
So
my goodness.
that was like back then, 28 years ago, that was like $50 a week. And it was so much more affordable than, going through the diapers we have today. I mean, I know it's easy and
Yeah.
convenient and stuff, but I mean, it's not that difficult. You just put that other plastic part on over it, or actually, I think they even have something a little nicer these days that goes over the cloth
I
diaper.
believe so. Yeah, I had kind of dug into that kit a little bit and they have all of the different pieces. And yeah, really you should be able to kind of just toss that in the washer once you're done,
Yeah.
and be able to clean those or launder those yourself. And I'd love to be able to do that. It's a sustainable option.
Yes.
It takes away that idea of, a lot of our clients we hear, well, my daughter or my son broke out in a horrible rash because of these diapers. And I'm like, yes, because there's chemicals in most of the diapers that are offered to our babies. But it's something that we would absolutely be open to, and that would be a wonderful, cool opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let me see if I have any more. And okay, that was the last one. So, okay, I think that we are good. We're going to wrap it up and thank Kayla for sharing all of this incredible, useful, important information for all of the young ladies and young families and families of any need when we're talking about children and providing the best life we can for them. So,
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
It's an honor to do it.
we'll be posting this presentation on our website in our webinar library. It will also be sent out in our newsletter and posted on Facebook.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for
You're
the
welcome.
opportunity. Have a
All
great
right.
day.
You too, Kayla. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.